Sandra, your girls look nice.
Thank you.
Woo! Look at that.
Someone had to say it.
Sugar's girls probably look real nice too, but we can't see them because she won't show us her beautiful face anymore.
Okay,
No.
I don't have time for fucking putting on drag makeup for free in the summertime. Like, fuck that shit.
I know, but you're gorgeous no matter
You were
what.
right.
With and without
that's
makeup.
A lie.
No,
that's a lie.
I saw pictures. I know.
Oh, God bless. That's just angles and optical illusions.
Oh, same. That's why I'm not. I look a lot skinnier in my Facebook pictures.
Girl, I know how to work my fucking angles. No, I'm not gonna share. Andrew, don't tell me what the fuck to do. Maybe I will.
I know, right? Nuh-uh. Oh, okay.
All right, maybe. Fine.
I hate when I push my button. Oh, and then I can hear myself. I gotta hurry up and mute it. More options. Right to pose.
Come on.
A cat's puking behind me. Hey, check the cat food to see if it's empty. Oh, so let me tell you a story about my cats, because Andrew never lets me talk about my cats on the air because he thinks it's lame. So my cats, when they can see the bottom of their food dish, they think they're starving, so they make themselves throw up, but they're not throwing anything up. They just make that cat throw up noise. And so like they'll get maybe a little bit of spit will come out or whatever. And then if you still ignore them, my one cat will fall over like a fainting goat. And then as soon as you go out and they hear the food dish, they come running. But now they've worked themselves up. So, once they start doing that, it's hard for them to stop. So then they might actually throw up afterwards if we wait too long. So I have a cat fake puking behind me because the food dish is empty.
Very dramatic cat.
Telling you. Cats and kids, you guys. Cats and kids.
Corey said he can't get in.
I knew that's what you were typing when I saw the ... I knew, like, in my mind, I'm like, that's what she said. I knew it.
You right, girl. Come on.
Yes, Georgia, they are so dramatic. Hi, Heather, and hi, Sharon. Hi, Angie.
Come on. Oh, not yet.
I like it better when you do it.
Oh, thank you.
And then we have to wait. So, we have to wait for this and wait for him to do whatever it is he's doing. Mm-hmm. And then we have to stop our already great momentum and content to accommodate his ego song.
All of these great cat stories.
Come on!
They have great cat stories, so.
Remind me to tell my story about my dog. I'm not going to click like on that. That's stupid. Oh my God, people are losing their fucking minds on Facebook again. Oh my God. Do you disagree with me or not? Blah, blah, blah.
That's kind of how I look at it.
I know this.
All right, it is 9 o'clock. Getting ready to start
Andrew,
the show.
you know they could see us this whole time. You didn't have the start show on, and I didn't know. And I don't know if I was picking my nose or what.
No, I just turned it on.
It's a good thing you would just put your shirt on.
Like I just came in my tank top, and I put a shirt on during our pre-show because I think people can't see me. You got to give me a heads up.
I give a heads up every day, every day.
Per day.
Per day you get a
Say they
heads
can
up.
hear you. They don't say they can see you.
All right, from now on, I'll say they can hear you and see you. Coming up the show in just a second. This portion of the show brought to you in part by Jeff's Hauling and Cleanup. Jeff's Hauling and Cleanup. They haul and they clean up. They can do both. They can do one. It doesn't matter. They're great. Check them out. Harold Jaffe Jewelers, where Toledo gets engaged. Rachel Michaels Gourmet Popcorn.
Ooh, I love some gourmet.
It's delicious. And they even have special popcorn with special stuff in it. And no, not that kind of special stuff. Sugar.
Oh.
You'll have to.
Oh, hold on. Hold up.
Wait. All right, let's start this show.
And now, our
bum,
feature
bum.
presentation. This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
I couldn't even hear it. How into it he is, too.
He loves the sound of his name.
Hi, Tori. We're listening to Andrew's ego song.
Come on.
Look how into it he gets. Look at him,
What is up,
Tori.
everybody?
Hey,
Welcome back,
feel
Big
him, I
Chocolate
feel him.
Man. Hi,
All right, hey,
Corey.
well, you can't talk. We can all
Hey.
Hold on. Welcome to the show, everybody. It is Wednesday, August 26, 2020, in the year of our Lord. Nice shirt, jackass. Welcome to the show, everybody. We've got Chandra back for night number 2. Southside Gina in the house. Comedian Corey W. King. And Sugar Vermont, Toledo's drag queen. From
Yeah.
the Deal Monkey Studios in Perrysburg, Ohio.
In the morning.
And broadcast around the world.
What's that weird thing you just did with your gullet? Like,
Who?
why? Why did it do that weird shaky thing?
Me?
I'm like, wait, is my
Yeah.
camera on?
I don't know. My gullet.
It was.
What's
You're
my...
like your 5 gin did the wave.
Your turkey ball neck.
Oh,
It like was dancing to your intro music.
that's the way it's gonna start, huh? That's the way it's
It
gonna
was like we're Andrew Z in the morning.
Wait, shut up. So we've got a very busy show for you tonight. Coming up about 9:35, we're going to talk to my good friend Justin Michaels
Who dat?
from the Weather Channel. He's actually out right where he's about to get walloped with a Hurricane 4 storm that's going to hit Louisiana, and he's right in the thick of it. So we're going to.
Why is
Why
he
would-
right in the? Justin, leave.
Like, you work for the Weather Channel, you have all of the warnings.
He's white, dude. He's like
Oh my
he's
God.
white.
Who, Justin?
That's gotta be. He has to be because
Oh, of
no
course.
person of color is standing
No.
in the middle of a hurricane on purpose.
I actually I've been watching the Weather Channel. They've got like 27 people out across the coast of Louisiana.
God,
Any-
this is their sweep week.
yeah. Anyway,
and only
yeah.
3 of them are coming back alive. So,
Yeah, they about to get swept away.
Well, they keep
so
hiring.
what you're saying is the Weather Channel is gonna be hiring after Hurricane Laura or whatever it is, right?
Yes, they keep rehiring people. But here's the thing: they got 27 people on right anywhere it could hit. They put somebody in danger, and but there's one black dude I saw in the lineup. They got one dude.
No, they don't.
Hey,
Yeah.
come on
That
now.
brother is on. He is at like Sault Ste. Marie up in Michigan. He's just
probably
he's just
like
saying
that.
that he's on the coast.
Okay, he's a high yellow light tan.
He's got green screen going on.
By the way, it was kind of cool watching the Weather Channel today. They have this one thing where it's a virtual like the storm surge is going to be 3 feet or somewhere between 3 and I think 13 feet, and every foot it goes up and it surrounds the weather guy with what it would be like if you were standing on the street, and at some point like the car starts to float away, but it's all virtual. It's really kind of cool. Anyway, we're going to talk to Justin. Come up here in a couple minutes. Sugar Vermont, what's going on?
What is going on?
I don't know, you had your hand up.
So you're talking about your friend Justin going on the Weather Channel, and I'm
Yes.
just kind of wondering, like, I've seen a lot of those, like, behind the scenes YouTube videos where, like, the weather person is wearing, like, full weather gear, like, they're in a canoe, and then, like, people, like, wade past them, and the water's just up to their ankles, and it's all fake news.
Yes,
It's all fake.
He's not one of those. But I remember that we were watching. It was the Today Show. And this girl, she's waiting in waiters and in a canoe, and then this dude just like walking behind her, like no big deal. that was funny. All right, so I gotta let you know, I've been on quarantine for the last about 6 hours, and I'm losing my mind. Natalie, Colleen's daughter, woke up this morning, and she had a sore throat and sneezing.
Oh shit!
I know. So we're like, oh man, what is that? So we
Throw
take
the whole baby away.
we throw the whole throw away.
The whole baby.
Oh, I didn't know it. I didn't think of that one.
Fire stations don't even ask questions.
That's true. You just hand them over to the fire guy.
I think there's an age limit on that.
As
And
long
if
as
there's
they
not, I'm
ask-
going to go turn myself into the fire station.
Right? Like somebody take care of me.
Yeah, the firefighters do not want you, Gina.
No.
They do. They do.
Okay, so we take her to the emergency room, and they give her a COVID test, and they say we're going to find out an answer Friday, Saturday, or Monday. So I'm like, what? So now the whole house has to quarantine, and then my kids who were at the house yesterday, they're at their mom's house now. So now that whole house has to it's just a whole goddamn mess. And we have no food in the house because we didn't go shopping because we weren't expecting her to wake up this morning with sniffles and sneezing. So like we weren't prepared at all. So
I was at your house yesterday. Do I have to quarantine?
Oh, you were?
Yup.
You were? Well, no. So here's what happened. I said, this doesn't work. And we quarantined all day today, and I'm losing my mind. So it's like 5:15, and I say, what can we do? So I start pulling some strings or whatever, looking around. I find a place that's got an instant COVID test results.
What?
It's 2 hours away in up around the Detroit area. Because remember, they had that breakout that was pretty bad. So I guess their tests are pretty good too, and they're instant. There's one place that does instant tests up in Detroit. So I'm like, well, what time do you close? They're like 7. I'm like, well, she's not gonna get there till like 7:30. They're like, oh well. I'm like, no, not oh well. No. That doesn't work. We'll hurry. She'll hurry. So Colleen jumps in the car as soon as I get off the phone, and she that was
Barked out some Rona right there.
Yeah. Anybody else just catch that?
It's like, we don't have Rona.
So I jump in the car right away, and they head to Detroit, and it's off of 8 Mile, and so
Hold up.
she's there. She's there. The parking lot is packed, and they're the very last test in, and she got in, and it was like $100, which is, I mean, it was either pay $100 or wait 6 days. I'm like, pay the $100. Let's just get this done. And so she went in, got the test done, results back, negative. I can leave the house. Yes, I'm so excited. Right? Sugar, go ahead.
You're going to find the actual results from the first test you took out tomorrow, and it's going to be negative too.
I know. Sugar, go ahead.
So I read today that the CDC actually released new guidelines about when you are and are not supposed to quarantine for the COVID, and like they super loosened them, but they also leaked that it was because of quote unquote pressure from the highest level.
Yeah.
They changed the quarantine guidelines, but also said, please don't follow these.
Well, let me tell you this. So all of a sudden, the CDC changes their website. So initially, if you thought you came in contact with someone with COVID, you were supposed to go get a test so they could keep control of it. Contact tracing, quarantine, all that stuff. Well, all of a sudden, in the middle of last night, they woke up and they said, you know what? You only have to get a COVID test if you're if you have symptoms. Other than that, don't worry about it. Even if you come in contact with someone, it's cool. Don't worry about it. No, that's all good. So then a whistleblower from the CDC says, no, that was pressure from the White House because Donald Trump said, if there ain't no tests, there ain't no COVID. So so they put pressure on the CDC to change the website. And so they asked Dr. Fauci, like, Dr. Fauci, what are you doing, bud? This is kind of your spot. Here's what they did. They went and talked to him. He had a surgery because he's had irritation with his vocal cords for like 6 months. He had to go into surgery to get his vote cords done. He was under anesthesia. That's when they went in. That's when they went in and talked to him. They're like, "Hey, is it cool we change these guidelines?" And he's just
he's like,
out
"Cool,
of it.
dude, whatever."
Yeah, exactly. So he dropped the dime today. He's like, "Wait, I was under anesthesia. I didn't approve this crap." So it's all
so ridiculous. I mean, I believe that it's true, but come on, like, what kind of bullshit? Like, if I saw this on TV, I was like, that's fake. That's stupid. That would never happen in real life.
Can you guys hear my eyes rolling, or
why?
Because they're rolling so hard right now.
It's all conflicted, and the problem is, this is the world we live in now. It just is. I mean, and they said, you know what? This is gonna make people just question things even more. Less credibility for the CDC than they already had by doing dumb stuff like this, and nobody cares. That's the way it is. 180,000 dead, and last night at the Republican National Convention, they're like, "Oh man, we went through that COVID stuff. Boy, that was bad. I'm glad we're on the way back." We're like, "What? What?
Oh my God.
What? What is going on?" I can't right now. Chandra, go ahead.
Well, yeah, and then I heard Melania said something about how Donald wasn't going to stop until it was taken care of. Yeah. Wasn't that like her whole talking point?
Yeah, that girl. Yeah, I just and we usually try not to. We try to stay out of. We try to stay out of the politics of it, but
you don't try that hard, bitch.
No, I try to stay out of politics. Andrew tries to drag us into politics.
That's not true.
Okay, I don't want to talk about politics, but I do want to suck Joe Biden's dick.
Okay.
No. That was Sugar's interpretation of Andrew.
Okay. So, are we trying to talk about this shooting and the rioting in Kenosha? Or are we not trying to?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
What?
Yeah, I refuse. I'm just like, I can't deal with any negative news.
Andrew,
okay.
I don't watch the news anymore. I have given up on watching the news. My mental health depends on not watching the news.
Well, it is stressing. I mean, I have to admit, for the last couple of days, the news has stressed me out a little bit. Because
the comment's coming. We're gonna die. I don't want to see it coming.
We have a comet. We have the hurricane. We have.
Oh my God!
Rona,
No, if the comet is coming, I need to know, because I'm gonna pull some 9s and 10s that I usually would not get.
What? I don't know.
I'm like, hey, we're about to die. Like, put it in me.
Oh, all right, sugar.
Like, all right,
sugar.
What?
All right. You have.
I'm with her. That was valid. That was
for real. For real.
You didn't just listen. If a comet's coming, Andrew, you're not going to go out and cheat. You're going to die anyway. Go cheat.
Right.
Andrew is afraid to cheat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
He's going to die anyway. That's what I'm saying.
Even knowing death is coming, it's still too scary a proposition to even think about.
Oh my God.
All right, Gene, you got comments over there? You got people want to say hi?
Yes, we have lots of comments already.
Whoa.
Like off rip, we had tons of comments. So yes, Georgia wanted to know if we saw the new fall funnel cakes from Glaze Funnel Cakes, the new fall flavors.
What?
No.
Yeah. Go look at their Facebook page. It's delicious. Mama Judy's there. Here, Melanie. Hi. Natasha. She said, "Hi, babes. Missed you." I assume it was me that she's talking to. I'm the best.
Of course.
Cheryl says, "Hi, Corey."
What's up, baby girl?
So weird.
Oh no.
You're so creepy, Corey.
That threw me off.
Girl, you can't function when there's a hot chocolate man in here. You get all flustered and shit.
I know.
Usually Gina's like, blah, blah, blah. 15 comments now. She's like, oh, my stars and starters.
First of all, Corey and Andrew are pretty close in hotness to me.
Well, you are
Corey. She just came for you like that.
What does that mean?
Both of
you,
them
sugar?
are like they're both like family to me, so it's just kind of weird. But also,
I've seen your porn search history. That doesn't mean anything, Gina.
Okay.
Jen Haley says that she was getting dizzy from my eye rolls during that whole segment.
All right, so let's move on to. So we're talking about COVID-19. And
why?
all the stuff that it's just innovative. Like for us,
my
I think.
God, yeah.
I mean, I was out every night, and I hated it. And I mean, I like being home and doing that stuff. And the thing that sucks though is the kids were quarantined away from us because we were still in and out of the house, so we wanted to keep them safe. So I didn't get the advantage of some of the other people just hanging out with family as much. I get to hang out with Colleen, but not as much. Go ahead, Sugar.
COVID has done a lot of positive things for me.
Really?
First of all, I mean, I really don't like people, so staying away from them has just been lovely.
So
I think some of these rules need to stay. I'm like, excuse me, I'm at the grocery store. Stay 6 feet a fucking away from me. Like, stay 6 feet away from me forever. Like, this is great. I hate people. I don't like feeling your hot breath on my face. Just stay away. Also, I'm on like month 7 of paid vacation. I know I'm not like supposed to be happy about it, but I mean, come on, 7 months paid vacation. This is not the worst thing that's happened to my life.
Well, and here's the thing with you is that if it was paid for me, if this time off was paid, I would be a lot less stressed. Like knowing that, knowing that you have a paycheck coming in steadily and you're getting to sit at home. I mean, that takes a lot of the stress. Like for us, I'm trying to figure out other ways to make money because of the COVID that's taken away, DJing or whatever.
Yeah, you should definitely try and sell moldy mattresses with holes in them out of your garage.
What a great idea!
Fantastic.
All right, Chandra, what about you?
So for me, I want to say something really selfish is I caught up on a lot of TV.
Yes, girl, yes.
Yeah. And I watched all of 90 Day Fiancé, all of the seasons, and all of the spin-offs, and all of every trash reality show you can think of. So I think that was time well spent.
There you go. All right. And real quick, Corey, for you, I'm getting feedback from your feed, so I just put you on mute, but just when you want to raise your hand, I'll just pop you back in when you're ready to talk. You just let me know when you want to jump. Go ahead, Corey. Oh, wait, was that Gina? Sorry. Go ahead, Corey.
There we go. All right. So quarantine for me, it forced me to meet some of my kids. Other than that, I have worked every single day except for 2 in this whole quarantine. So,
oh my God, fuck that.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm essential. So that sucks. But I've worked every single day except for 2. I've had 2 days off the entire quarantine.
Wow.
But that's a lot of days.
What about you? What about you, Gina?
Are we making like mad overtime? Like what?
I wish that was the case, man. I'm still behind on bills because I ain't got an extra 600. Essentials got screwed. That's what it boils down to. So it sucks. Like it. I mean, I'm supposed to be grateful that I'm employed, but I'm like, I'd rather be like the rest of y'all, and because I'm a germaphobe on top of this, like I hate being out in these elements. So quarantine absolutely sucks. I'm trying to be positive. I'm an extremely positive person.
Yeah,
but
not working. All right, Gina, go ahead.
I feel like my life has been pretty chaotic as normal. Like, but I think it's the same thing with sure. I love grocery pickup. I love not having to grocery shop. That's been the most amazing experience of my life. To just tell people what I want and have them bring it to my car. Like I act like I'm a princess or a queen, and I drive up and I get my stuff brought out to me. So that's
put it
wonderful.
in the trunk, Jeeves.
That's right. Where do you want it? That's right. So I enjoy that, but I would say like hanging out with my kids, but I'll be honest with you, that's not to me. That's just not a bonus anymore. It was at first. It was cool at first. I'm like, yay! I get to spend time with my babies, and now I'm like, oh my God, can they please just go somewhere? Like somebody open something because I cannot. And now, if you follow my Facebook page now, I have 3 more placed with me, three boys placed with me now. So I went from 2 to 5.
So you're kind of fostering in a way, kind of.
Yes, it is. It's exactly what it is. So I'm fostering. So I have 3 more. So now I have 5 kids in my house that can't leave. and
Jesus
I
H.
can't
McGillicuddy.
either. So I'm thinking of taking up a hobby somewhere, doing something like outside somewhere. What can I do? Somebody tell me what I can do.
There's not
Ritual
much.
Japanese suicide.
Go ahead, Corey.
So I actually started playing disc golf of all things.
I mean,
I
I'm
live in
down.
It's super white town. We got like 3 disc golf courses. So I play disc golf
I was
almost.
about to say that is really white of you, but then I was like, can I say that? But I did now.
I don't know. I don't know how, Corey. Will you, if I come out for like 3 days, will you show me how to play like 3 days? Because I can't. I have to get out of here.
Well,
I'll sleep outside. I went camping.
You just throw a frisbee. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's hard.
Is
right?
it a frisbee?
If
I
I could
don't know anything about it.
Disc golf, yeah, it's frisbees, and you throw it into a basket. There's a bunch of baskets, like 9 holes or whatever. So there's 9 different baskets, and you just throw the golf club.
With chains on them.
Yeah, exactly. The
Change baskets.
The baskets have the baskets have change on them. So
Aren't they like weighted frisbees?
Well, I don't know.
yeah, that.
Girl,
Corey,
you know my people don't play no sports. I have no idea.
Corey, are they weighted frisbees? Are the frisbees weighted, Corey? Corey?
Yeah, they're not like your freaking parade frisbee you get for free. I mean, they're like $20 frisbees, and
Jesus.
they have little weights on them, but it's not like throwing a discus.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right, let me take a quick break. This portion of the show brought to you in part by our good friends over at Extreme Class Limousine. We love Extreme Class Limousine. And Guy, who's our limo guy, he's limo guy. He's also grocery guy. He's also errand guy. If you need an errand ran, Guy will take care of it for you. Limousine transportation is Extreme Class Limousine.
I have no idea what's happening with my...
What?
Cheetah.
Gina, we can hear you.
I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Oh, what's wrong?
I don't know. It says that I'm unstable, which is absolutely 100% correct. I am extremely unstable, but I guess so is my internet. My internet's matching my mood.
DMX Lawn and Landscape.
Y'all gonna make me mow your lawn. Up in here, up in here.
It is Toledo's best lawn and landscaping company. They're family owned, so check them out. Memorable Lights, bringing your memories to light with 3D print lithophanes. That's photos seen through light. They have night lights, cube lights, and coming soon lampshades.
Coming soon.
Check them out at memораblelights.us. And there you go. So, all right, I want to talk about this. Today, I was making spaghetti sauce.
Yes, I already love the story.
I was making spaghetti sauce, and I put in, was it thyme? I think I put in thyme, which is one of the spices that we use, and it kind of tastes like black licorice. And I was thinking, black licorice? Do they even have black licorice anymore? And apparently,
Andrew, I don't know. This is really it's a really touchy time. Are we allowed to say black licorice?
Oh, I'm sorry, African American licorice. And,
historically underprivileged licorice.
Historically
Thank you.
underprivileged.
Licorice of color. God damn it.
Oppressed licorice. Yeah. So I'm trying. It made me think of oppressed licorice. Go ahead, Corey.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they absolutely still have black licorice. Black jelly beans, I keep them in stock. I have bottles and bottles of black jelly beans in my house right now.
What do you do with them?
You like them?
Eat them. Oh my God.
That's a nasty.
You wash your kids' mouths out with black licorice? Because that's what I would do.
I mean, we got dental insurance.
Nobody. I didn't know anyone likes it. Like black licorice, and like I haven't eaten it in probably 30 years, 20 years. I don't know, but I still can taste the flavor like as if it was today. When I tasted that spice, I'm like, oh my God, that's black licorice. So I didn't know if they still made it.
My one grandma used to be obsessed with black licorice, and she was really scary.
I feel like Corey must be the only one in the world that eats it, and he just eats a lot of it, so they think a lot of people eat it.
So they keep making it.
So Boyd's the retro candy store.
Boyd's retro candy store up. Isn't that on Lewis?
Yeah, Sylvania and Lewis.
By Mancy's.
Yeah, right across from Nancy's.
I go there and I get like 5 pounds of it.
Oh my God.
Ew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like black jelly beans. I don't actually like the black Twizzlers. Like straight up black jelly beans. That's all I do.
Wow.
I mean, It's like that's like I just do lines. I don't smoke crack. It's not any better.
I mean, have you ever done lines?
Do I look like I do lines? I do lines of Oreos.
The only crack you do is Cracker Barrel. So
it got me thinking. What are some of the other candies from back in the day that you liked? I used to love the candy cigarettes. Because I
was never allowed to have those because I was a good ass kid.
Really, we had candy cigarettes, and then we would actually light the end of them, and they tasted like toasted marshmallows.
I don't think you're supposed to light them on fire.
But we did because it was like a cigarette, so we were trying to pretend like it was a cigarette. So we would light.
No, that's not how this works.
We would light the end of them.
No, and there was powdered sugar in the paper, and if you blew, it would look like smoke coming out. You didn't even have to make your own. You did a whole extra step that wasn't necessary.
I know, but we were. It was towards the
I
reality.
knew that they had like if you blow, powdered sugar comes out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it makes it like a
God,
puff
I
of
don't want
smoke.
to try these things. That sounds like a party.
All right, so Chandra, what is a memory of candy from you as a kid?
Well, I was going to say Chuckles were my favorite when I was a kid.
Chuckles?
I don't know if they make those anymore.
Did you eat the black ones?
Were there black ones?
Yes, there's always a black one in the pack.
Definitely not.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I've never heard of Chuckles. What are they?
They were like little fruit, chewy, like squares, and then they're like covered with sugar.
Yeah, like gumdrops, only squares.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'd never heard of
They're
them.
really good. But I have a really funny story about candy cigarettes.
Okay.
When I was in 4th grade, my teacher made us write letters to our senators trying to ban candy cigarettes.
Oh my God.
Because, and then we all got on the news and we had to like read our letters on the news about banning candy cigarettes. And none of us even really knew what was going on. And then this kid didn't like me because I got to read my letter on the news, and he bought candy cigarettes and put them in my desk and tried to get me in trouble.
What a good move. That's some shady shit I would do. I'd so do that.
It was probably sugar.
It was me.
Right? Go ahead, Sugar.
No, I remember his name. I won't call him out.
All right.
But.
Sugar, go ahead.
Girl, I would. So, you remember those little, like, candy dots they have that come on paper?
Yeah, you ate the paper with them? Yeah.
Yes, I used to think that shit was, like, some Willy Wonka. Like, I was so impressed. Like, it was, like, the edible wallpaper from Willy Wonka. I was like, yes, it's great! But really, I'm just, like, eating candy with paper attached, and it wasn't that great. But, like, I thought it was the fanciest thing in the world.
It wasn't good candy, but it was just the coolness factor of being able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still make Pop Rocks? Pop Rocks was a great one.
Yeah, I just
go ahead.
just described LSD.
I know. Well, the candy was so bad. They had the LSD strips that Sugar was talking about. They have candy cigarettes. Back then, we didn't care. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Corey?
Oh, I don't even remember the name of this candy, but actually your former sister-in-law got me hip to it back in the day.
Yeah.
She would like order this stuff from, like she'd order it online, and I ended up ordering it online for her, but I ate the candy. That was like, I don't remember the name of it. It was good. And yeah, that's the only retro thing I can really remember.
I need some more details about that candy than it was good.
Yeah,
right?
well,
I know, right?
Can you describe it?
It was expensive. I had to order it from Wisconsin.
Was it cheese?
And I didn't, and she never saw it.
You ate it all. Was that good, huh?
I did. It was that good.
All right.
It doesn't take a lot for me to eat it all, though. Let's be honest.
That's what she said.
Gina, what about you? What's an old school candy that you used to love?
I'm too young for old school stuff, but
please.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I think they still make now and later's, don't they? That like it would like rip your teeth out of your head because everybody tried to chew them, but
oh my God, yes, they would get.
And there was
stuck.
nothing now or later about them. It was like rip your teeth out of your face.
Yeah.
There's those.
Oh God.
It's funny because we used to have this obsession with lemon heads when I was in like junior high, And
Yes, those are
one of my best friends just like for some reason she bought a box and now she's like, you guys, I can't stop, and she keeps sending us pictures in our group chat of like empty boxes of lemon heads because she just keeps eating them. So, but we used to go like after volleyball practice, we'd go walk uptown because I was from a really teeny tiny town, and we would get the little lemon head boxes and the there's cherry bomb. I think they're called cherry bombs, but they're like the lemon heads, but they're red. Those are really good.
Cherry.
It's like straight sugar and food coloring with like a drop of flavor. Like, I mean, that stuff was straight sugar.
The candy was really basic back then. Like they'd put the Kool-Aid flavor. Was that the Fun Dip? Where they'd put you were just eating straight. You were eating like, I think it was like straight Kool-Aid or something, like a bunch of different flavors of Kool-Aid, and you would just dip your stick in it and put it in your mouth and
lick it, dip it back in.
That's what sugar says.
That was sugar.
That's what sugar says.
That was sugar starter kit right there.
The boys that I went to high school with used to snort Smarties off the table because boys are stupid.
No way.
Boys are stupid.
Would they really?
Or Pixies.
Smarties and Sweet Tarts.
Yeah,
wow.
the Sweet Tarts and Smarties. Yeah, see, Corey knows.
Yeah. Crush them up, snort them like the cocaine because you think it's funny, but you really just get like a stinky nose.
And that's why he has an enlarged heart, because he snorted Smarties. Kids, don't snort Smarties.
Well, you know what?
Yes.
Remember the crappy bubble gum that would come in trading cards, like just that one stick of gum.
Shattered.
It was stale. It would shatter into like 4 pieces when you try to put it in your mouth.
Little pieces of shards of bubble gum out to eat it.
Exactly. What was it?
Oh, and fruit stripes gum. You remember that gum? Mm-hmm. Like everybody ate it with the paper. They were like, "It's edible paper," and I'm like, "No, it's not.
No, it's not."
I don't even know why they thought that and who came up with that.
Eat so much paper.
Anybody remember bubble tape?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that.
You ever eat the whole tape? Like,
oh yeah, all the time.
And nobody unrolled it. They just took bites out of it.
Yeah.
You remember?
I'm not gonna unroll that shit and be fancy, girl.
Remember Big League Chew,
Big
which was
Chew,
like
the gum that looked like tobacco.
Yeah, we just at the same time, Corey and I. Yes,
you get your cheek full of it, like.
Yes.
You out on the baseball field just thinking you like Big League.
I know. We think we were so cool. Oh my god, that was so fun. I guess any other ones that we're missing? Oh, like I said, Pop Rocks, they do sexual stuff with those things.
Yeah, I have done sexual stuff with that.
I'm sure.
What kind of kinky shit are y'all into?
You put them in your mouth, and then you
Suck a dick.
Okay, Sugar, can you try to be
Corey's face right now, the anticipation on his face. What do you do with that? It wasn't a judgy. It was like, he's like, wait, what do you do with that?
Yeah. Think like, hey, I got a friend. We need to figure this out.
Yeah, Pop Rocks. You put them in your mouth, and then you put the dude's thing in your mouth, and you.
That hurts your tongue. I can't imagine how that would feel on a penis.
I haven't tried it on. I've only been on one end of it. I haven't.
Wait, Andrew, you've been the one sucking dick with hot cracks in your mouth.
But the receiving end would be the one that I feel like it would hurt.
All right.
Like shards of candy shooting at your dick. That doesn't sound fun.
I'm sure the Weather Channel is loving this right now.
I know. All right, we got.
And Andrew's like, Steel Monkey Studios will not stand for this kind of talk.
Right,
like, excuse me, babe, can you put exploding candy in your mouth and then let it explode on my penis? That's not. I don't see how that's fun.
All right, clean it up. Clean up the show, because we got breaking news right now.
You brought it up.
We got breaking news. The breaking news is the storm, Hurricane Laura, has just gotten stronger. It is now near Category 5 strength and forecast to hit land in a few hours. Record-breaking flooding is expected. Now, a Category 5 or even 4 has never hit landfall. I don't know. I was watching Ginger Z earlier. I didn't know if it never hit landfall ever or just never in Louisiana. But one of our friends who's
is it New Orleans in Louisiana? I think it did.
No. Actually, it's funny because Hurricane Katrina was a Category 3 when it hit land. It was Category 5 out in the water, but 3. This is actually could hit land at a Category 4. So we have our friend Justin Michaels, who spent time in Toledo at WTOL. He's a freelance correspondent for the Weather Channel, and he's actually I'm looking right now, Shreveport, Louisiana. He got the best gig. He got the most inland gig out of everyone. Everyone else is on the front lines, and he's like chilling in a hotel. He's like the last one to get hit. Justin, what's going on?
I'm waiting for the butlers to come over and serve me my evening tea. Just waiting for the hurricane to show up.
How do they pick their assignments? Because I'm guessing because Jim Cantori is like the face of the Weather Channel, and I'm looking here, he's at Lake Charles, which is at the front. Like he's probably going to get hit first, and because he's the face. So is it depending on your popularity how far back you go? How do they?
Yeah, who's at the bottom of the rock? Honestly, they want Jim Cantori out there. We call him Can Man. Can Man's his internal name, and I don't know. He's just Can Man's he's a good guy. I mean, he is. People call Al Roker, America's weatherman. I say Jim Cantori is America's weatherman.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
He has so much experience covering this. I think the other day I heard him say that this will be his 103rd hurricane. 103rd.
Wow. Gina, you have a question? Go ahead.
So you say he's a nice guy. You guys like this guy, and he's America's weatherman. So you keep putting him out in front of dangerous weather. I don't understand this. I don't understand what motivates you to do what you do, because I will never stand in front of a hurricane, tornado. I mean, I see lightning bugs and I run inside.
Well, I've got to tell you, it is very important to the Weather Channel. I know that you watch it and you see people getting blown all around, that you think, oh man, they're crazy, and that they're not taking any mind to security. But I can assure you that every single level, from the owner of the Weather Channel, Byron Allen, all the way down to my crew here in Shreveport, the number one decision maker on any given day, especially during this kind of weather, is where we are safest. There have been times where we have multiple hotel rooms. So you have the hotel room you're in, but if something goes down and we've got a cut and run, we've got another hotel room 20 miles inland. Okay. So much goes into making sure we're safe, and the location of the live shot, though what you see on TV looks like it's getting all blown around, I guarantee you within feet of that person, Jim Cantori or other, they can duck in somewhere and be undercover, in cover, be protected. So security, more than anything else, is so important to everybody at the Weather Channel.
Have you ever been scared, Justin, out covering the storms?
I have. But I will tell you, it wasn't necessarily as much with weather as it was with fires. With the Weather Channel, because so much of the fire story in California with the Santa Ana winds is fueled by weather. I've gone out to cover the California wildfires countless times at this point, and there have been some times driving where you've seen the video on YouTube and everywhere else where the embers are flying over the hood and there's tornadoes of fire everywhere. I've actually been driving on highways where I'm like, you know what? I don't know how much further I'm going to be allowed to go before that fire just decides to set the tires on this car on fire. Wow. There have been times where I've been covering that, going to live shots, trying to get to where we're going, where I have had some questions.
where you're like, man, the Travel Channel, I wonder if they're hiring.
I know. How about the Food Network? Can I gorge myself for pay?
Food Network, Travel Channel, something like that. Where you can just eat or just go.
Can I go back to WTOL? I don't have to deal with this at WTOL. Right. I don't have to deal with any of this at WTOL. And Jerry Anderson never had to deal with any of this.
No, exactly. So now tell us a little about the storm. This is right. Potentially right now, if it hits landfall, is it the strongest that's ever hit land or ever hit Louisiana?
So it's not the strongest it's ever hit land, but I have to full disclosure, I am not 100% up on all the numbers because there's numbers everywhere. However,
right.
I do know that people are comparing this to Rita, and Rita hit, and there's also a storm, an unnamed storm from 1933 that brought intense weather to this neck of the woods in the U.S. This one, I know that a lot of people are saying, you know what, those are all good in the history books, but this one's going to make history again. And there are great concerns about a Category 5. There are great concerns. I mean, think about this. When you talk about storm surge, and I'm a freelance correspondent for the Weather Channel, so I'm not a meteorologist, but I listen to the meteorologists and I learn from them. It's like a sponge sucking up as much as I can. And when you talk about storm surge and you talk about normally dry ground and having 12 feet of water on normally dry ground, that's what the Gulf Coast is looking at south of where I am right now.
Well, think about it. I mean, think about it.
When you think about that, where do you go? If you haven't evacuated, if you've made the poor decision to not evacuate, the only place you can go is up. And you hope that you're at least on a 2-story building.
Jeez. Well, and like you think about it, a 1-story house, just your ceiling is 8 feet for generally.
Exactly. So your roof line's going up to 10 feet, maybe 12 feet. I mean, so what are you on the pinnacle of your roof? Wow. Hoping for rescue? That's crazy. So it's scary. Yes. Very, very scary, very concerning, absolutely life-threatening. I was actually just with my crew tonight at dinner, and we were talking about, because this, there's the science, and the science is so important to help us understand what's coming, but then there's the human part of it, the human story. And we were sitting there thinking, there are people who are going to bed tonight who are not going to make it. Wow. And they're not going to make it. They're thinking that this is going to be okay. And inevitably with these storms, they will turn deadly. Even if it's, I hate to say, just one person, for that person and their family, it's everything. And, there are people who are going to sleep tonight along the coast as this thing is beginning to come ashore. And I just looked at some of the radars, and it is beginning to come ashore, those outer bands. And there are people who will, they'll be part of the history of this. They won't be part of the aftermath and the survival of it. They'll be part of the history. And that's scary and sad.
Sugar Vermont, go ahead. You had a question?
Yeah, I'm more of a statement. I love what you said about the Weather Channel and them putting safety first all the time, but I am going to call bullshit. Because they do not put you in the safest place. The safest place would be back in Ohio, bitch. They're not putting you in the safest place possible. Come on now.
Well, okay, so let me give you a perspective. Before I walked up here to set up my little Zoom live shot, I was out with my photographer and my sound tech, and we were out walking around. I can promise you this: tomorrow I'm on the air from 11 o'clock in the morning East Coast to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So here it's 10 to 3, but I'll be live tomorrow. And we just scouted where we're going to be live, and we're taking everything into account. We have access to the convention center, which is right next to our hotel, so we can actually get into a building. They're letting us in. We can actually come back to our hotel if necessary. We've identified all the different places that if the winds get really intense, we can duck. I mean, we do take so much into account, and something the Weather Channel does, and not that this is going to help us during weather, but we do have security at every one of our live shots. I had a Shreveport police officer with me today. So it is, I know it might not seem like it, but so much goes into the decision making on what we're going to do.
What people get that. But I also remember your story from 2 minutes ago where you thought your tires were going to catch on fire. So again, I'm going to call bullshit.
Well, here's the scary part, Jess. So people don't realize when you're on air, you're focused on the shot, and you need a cop, because if there's someone, you're vulnerable. Like, you're not paying attention to the surroundings around you, and you're vulnerable to some crazy person coming over and acting ridiculous. So I didn't know you had police protection, which is a very good thing. I remember the day after Hurricane Katrina hit, I was in New Orleans, and I was doing some radio stuff. I had went there, and Anderson Cooper, for 3 days I watched him, and he's like Jim Cantori for CNN. I think he's like the main guy, and it was just being a part of that. There was a bar in New Orleans that never closed the whole time, even though the whole place was shut down. There was water everywhere. You can barely get to it. But right in what's it called? Where Mardi Gras, where it all happens. But anyway,
French Quarter.
French Quarter. Thank you.
Bourbon Street.
Yeah, there was one bar on the corner that never closed, and I went in there, and people are in there like, we don't care, we're staying here. It doesn't matter. Corey,
And there are always people who will do that. But I will tell you about Hurricane Katrina. Jim Cantori was in a situation where the live truck that he was working off of. Now, of course, it's not his responsibility and not his fault. Mm-hmm. But that live truck was in a situation where it got flooded out, and we're talking about $1.5 million for a satellite live truck underwater.
Oh wow!
So people people who don't leave, people who don't evacuate, and if people who don't heed the warnings. I heard it today. I was talking to the sheriff of the parish where we're live. It's called Caddo Parish, and he was saying, people literally they're taking their lives into their own hands if they're not evacuating, and that's true. If you're making the conscious choice to not evacuate, and you've got 12 feet of water coming at you, then it's kind of on you at that point.
And that's the thing. It's not even the storm blowing you over. It's not having power, and you're going to sit in water for a week. What are you going to do? You have to leave. Yeah. I mean, if you're not leaving, even if you weather the storm, it's the water surges that you get are going to wreak havoc. Go ahead, Corey. You have a question for Justin?
So actually, I have two things. I watch you guys all the time. Is there a rule that says when you are doing a live shot on a beach that your hat has to fly off?
You know what? Actually, hey, hold on a second.
Okay,
don't leave me.
Oh, fun.
I have this.
We have props. I love this.
Exactly. Hold on. You'll love this.
Okay.
I'm showing you a little trick of the trade, because I've never lost a hat.
Oh,
and
nice.
The reason I haven't lost a hat is because I've got this thing. It clips onto my shirt collar, and it clips onto the hat. So the hat blows off, and then it just dangles like a sail trying to pull me away. But I have this thing, and it works.
Nice.
Here's the problem.
Nice.
Here's the problem. Those hats are expensive. Justin can't just be losing hats. He's not Jim Cantori. He ain't making Jim Cantori money. He's got to hold on to his hat.
Even in the world of the Weather Channel, those hats are such a hot commodity that it literally is you literally have to offer up your daughter to get one of them, and I work for the place, and I can't get them. I have one hat. One. I've begged for another hat, and I won't get one. I can't get one.
So I don't know if you guys know who Byron Allen is, but Byron Allen is a guy. He was on a television show back in the day. He was a comedian, and he's become a media mogul, self-made, an amazing African American guy, and he bought the Weather Channel a couple years ago, Justin?
Yeah, maybe 3 years ago at this point.
Okay. Right.
2 years ago, something like that.
What did he pay? A couple $100 million for it or something ridiculous like that? What's it been like working for a guy that started on the talent side? Has anything changed at the Weather Channel since he's taken over?
I can honestly tell you, first of all, that guy's a rock star. I'm not just saying that because he signs my checks, but if you just read a little bit about Byron Allen, you're like, my life is useless compared to his. Again, the guy's a rock star.
For years, me growing up, he used to do in the middle of the night a TV show where he would just interview stars for no reason. It would just come, the show would just come on. He's been on television forever, and it become a mogul like that it says a lot about him.
Yeah, he's an interesting character, a hell of a drive, a hell of a work ethic, and somebody. Anybody should look up. Everybody should look up to Byron Allen for what he's accomplished and how he's done it. But as far as anything changing, I can honestly not tell you that I've experienced anything that's changed. I think to be successful, you trust the people around you, and the people who make the Weather Channel work, the behind the scenes people, are so talented at what they do that I think he at some point he has to say, you know what, these people are doing what they're doing and it's going well, so just let them do it.
Right.
And I don't know his thought process. I've actually not met him at this point. Hopefully will at some point.
Yeah.
But everybody that has, he's just one of those characters that walks into a room where you want to talk to him. And then when you talk to him, you appreciate it even more. He's just one of those guys.
Right, one last question for you, just before we let you go. Chandra, go ahead.
Yeah, are there any effects that we're going to feel at all here in Ohio from these hurricanes?
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, Chandra, it's interesting. We were talking about this at dinner too. This thing is very, very powerful. And it's going to come up and it's going to hook right. I think the Ohio Valley, you're going to experience some things, winds for sure, rain for sure. But think about this. This is one of those storms. They call it a glacier maker. Okay. So this thing is going to take all this tropical moisture and come up, cut right, go across Ohio, go across Pennsylvania, up into New England a little bit, but then out into the Atlantic Ocean, then over Newfoundland as, wait for it, a tropical storm over Newfoundland.
Wow.
And then eventually end up into the upper part of our planet, where it's going to continue to rain, and they call it an iceberg or a glacier maker, because it's going to dump tropical moisture up into the Arctic. Think about that. That's how powerful this entity that we now call Laura is.
Well, and here's the thing that a lot of these will hit Florida, and there's a lot of times it'll go to the right and just go out into the ocean, and we get a near miss. Here, where it's hitting Louisiana, it's all land, so it's hitting somewhere. We may not know exactly where, but it's hitting somewhere, and that's the scary part about it. There's no dodging this one.
No, there's no dodging it. And again, the land does play a huge role in the shakedown and the takedown of the storm. Because remember, it's going to slam into the Gulf Coast as a Cat 4 or Cat 5, catastrophic. It gives me chills up and down my spine to think about that. And then by the time it gets to Shreveport, I'm about 180 to 184 miles north of the coast. Mm-hmm. By the time it gets here, it's going to go from a Cat 4 or Cat 5 to a Cat 1. Still deadly storm. Right. But still, it's going to drop all that power, but still it's going to stay intact enough that it's going to go up. It's going to dump a ton of rain and a ton of wind over Little Rock, keep going north, cut right, go across Ohio, go across the mid-Atlantic, and then back out into the Atlantic. And it's going to stay intact enough that it's going to survive to get it back out into the Atlantic Ocean to then reform again into a tropical storm. So it's not like it's being destroyed by land. It's just being slowed down by land.
Right. That's crazy. Well, Justin Michaels, man, thank you so much. You've always been a good friend for years, man, and I really appreciate you taking time to talk to us. Justin Michaels, freelance correspondent for the Weather Channel. Stay safe, my friend.
Andrew Z, it's always good to see you, brother. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
Stay inside.
Yeah,
stay inside.
Be careful.
I won't do it, and you can't make me.
I tried.
Bye, Justin. He's such a good guy. He spent many years at TO as a great reporter, and then got that gig at the Weather Channel, and there you go, man. Crazy. Good times. All right, we got a couple minutes left. Oh, let me take a quick break. This portion of the show brought to you in part by Lufka All-Natural Skincare and Household Cleaners, reusable household products, natural toothpaste, body scrubs, soaps, lotions, essential oils, so much more. Lufka All-Natural, Country Charm Shops in Perrysburg. Glick Electrical, providing services to both commercial and residential clients. Our services range from installing light fixtures to installing generators. Give them a call today. New Power Property Services, they clean stuff. And Twice But Nice resale shop. All right, go ahead, Sugar.
Well, I have a completely different topic. Can I do that? Because I'm doing
Yes.
So, as you guys, I think, all know, I work at a school for children with autism. Uh-huh. And last night, somebody or several bodies went in and vandalized and stole the Cadillac converters from 7 of our school transit vans. And first of all, they're all parked at the school, so you know it's a school. Second of all, they all clearly say Autism Model School, like, all over them. So whoever did this, like, literally knew they were taking resources from kids with disabilities, and I'm pissed.
Wow.
Is there video? Is there anything we can share or anything like that to help figure this out? Or is there a number anybody can call if there's already a bunch of hot catalytic converters on the street?
The number you can call is the number for the Popo. I don't know what that is. But yeah, seriously, I know there's not video footage of the crime itself. And it just sucks. I mean, it's like such a shitty thing for somebody to do. I'm like taken aback by it. Well, like, that's just terrible. What kind of terrible person does that?
Well, you can't be too mad because it was one of two things. It was probably a junkie. I mean, just someone that just that doesn't even think about it. I mean, they'll take it from anywhere. They just don't care, and that's what usually happens. I think is that it's usually someone that needs a fix.
I don't know much about cars, but how much does a whatever weigh.
I don't know what they weigh, but it's going to be $600 to $3,000 each to replace them.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I think that they sell them off to people for like $300 or $400. So it's more like you said. You would rather give them the money than have them take the catalytic converter off because it's going to cost so much more to replace. Does that make sense? Like they're going to get $300 for it. It's going to cost you $2,000 or $3,000. It's like I would have just gave you $300.
Well, can one person do it by themselves?
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
Yeah, you just cut it. You just cut it off. It's about the size of a shoebox, and it's kind of heavy, but it's got like a platinum or something like some sort of precious metals in them. So that's what makes them worth money. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sugar.
I'm legitimately pissed. Like people are little fucking shits.
I know. I don't know. Is that Sugar that's making all that noise now? Because I muted Corey. It's not Corey.
Is it me? Because my internet is unstable like me.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, let's just wrap up. Why don't we wrap up? Because I don't know. It sounded kind of goofy. Final thoughts? Anybody? Final thoughts? Final thoughts?
Justin from the web.
I love you.
Justin's hot. You think? Is Justin hot? You think, Sugar?
Oh, for sure. Like I would definitely do dirty things with him behind the dumpster.
Is there anybody you won't do dirty things with behind a dumpster?
I mean, $20 is $20.
All right. For Sugar Vermont, the final thought. $20 is $20. So there you go. All right. I think. Hold on, Sugar. I think that's you. Oh yeah. I don't know what the hell Sugar's doing, but as soon as I muted her, she was fine. We were fine. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. That was a fun show. Thank you, Chandra.
Deep throat in the mic.
Thank you, Chandra. Thank you, Gina, Southside Gina, Corey W. King, Sugar Vermont,
I regret
Toledo's
this.
What's that?
I regret Sugar. Everything.
I know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Not as much as you will if you meet her behind that dumpster.
Sugar Vermont.
I mean, I got
Queen.
$20.
You do have 20, so there you go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll see you guys Monday. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.